Hey there everyone, I hope you are all doing good. Today I'm showing you how to use pedals inside Ableton Live. Actually it's a request from one of my best friends and I thought that it might help some other people, so why not just do it for the YouTube channel as well. Here I have this little thing that I've just made. The idea is that I want my reverb pedal to be on that synth line. How to do it is quite easy. You should use the external audio effects. You have the output 2, which is where you have to choose the output, the physical output of your audio interface. In my case, it is the 7 and 8 stereo pair. And I've routed the pedal output back to 3 and 4. Let's check what's happening right now. We now have reverb. This is great. Now let's have a brief look at the pedal itself and what it can do. First, make sure it is on. Then, you won't hear anything until you turn up the mix control. This is a blend, full wet reverb, only the original input sound. Decay is how long the reverb is. Pre-delay is how long it takes to the reverb to take place. Can be used as some sort of an echo with shorter decay setting. Those two are basically EQs. Emphasize the low frequency. High damp emphasize the high frequency. As the pre-delay is a delay, you get that sort of pitch shifting when you move it, which is also introduced automatically by the mod switch. This is no modulation, slow chorus type modulation, and shimmer, which adds an octave up on top in the feedback loop of the reverb. Mod is my favorite. Then you can play with the different algorithm. Then let's say you want to record that. I would create another channel. And take either the input of the pedal itself or resample directly from live if I have some more processing after it. Now, just for fun, I've routed the breakbeat to this pair of So High So Low distortion and filter pedal inspired by the MS-20 that the good folks at Analog Music Company sent me. I'm going to send the breakbeats in, tweak the knobs, and see what happens. And on top of that, I have the reverb stuff that I recorded full wet before, but I've added the dry synth playing on top of it. Let's go. I lowered the volume quite a bit from the breakbeat section in order not to completely saturate the pedal straight in. That's juicy. Some fun stuff when you make them behave as two bandpass, one for the left, one for the right. Fun stuff. Okay, now another project. Some sort of clicky, weird dub thing. So for the dub side, what I've done is make some sort of a space echoey thing with raw as a delay and the Space Echo Spring Reverb setting here in the hybrid reverb. I've made a modulation track which is basically just MIDI notes that have all around 50% chance to happen, and I'm using a bunch of random here when the MIDI notes triggers to set the levels of each of the sends to go to that raw Space Echo thing. So let me enable all the sends and hear how it sounds. I just mute the return for now. Bit too loud, but it's fun. I like it. But then I thought, well, this could be done with some hardware as well. And as I was talking pedal, and I just received my Strymon Volante that I bought secondhand. This is what happened with it. sounds quite good and it's pretty fun to interact with. But there's more. It seems that we can control everything on this pedal via MIDI. So I'm going to try to discover how to do this with you right now. You have to send MIDI to the pedal from your DAW through your audio interface, which is what I did here. So MIDI out to MIDI in on the pedal. Make sure the pedal receives MIDI on the channel you want to use. Here it was 1. Make sure your tracks, your MIDI tracks, are also on MIDI channel 1 and that they are record enabled. Simple. But first, let's disable this so far. I made one control MIDI channel with this. All of those have a few chants to happen, and they control this envelope MIDI thing, which will fire some send. So let me unmute this. Yeah, here we go. Once in a while, I have the echo. Here, let me rename it. Volante. So, okay, this is like basically turning the knob yourself in some sort of dub mixing fashion. Then I have this other control. This one's a bit more crazy. It's a lot of random and a few increments. I didn't knew this one. Basically, you choose a number of steps and it goes up 1 step every time there's a note. This one just has 2. This one with a slight less chance to happen. But... And all those are automating parameters here, which are CC controlled. And here we go for the madness. There's one that changes the delay time, one that changes the amount of spring reverb, one that you can see maybe some of the feedback LED on the Volante. These are controlled by the increment stuff, so sometimes they're here, sometimes they're not. And this one's the feedback. Take over. Yeah. Yeah, basically this is pretty fun. The way to do this, of course, is that you choose your expression control. Does create random or increment every time it receives a note, and then you just have to map those controls. This one, for example, is bipolar because I set the time to the center, and it can go this way or this way. All the others are unipolar because I set the controls to 0 and then they can go all the way. Oh, that was nice feedback. What else can we do? Let's manually send the bass to inside sometimes. Let's offset that feedback so it goes more often into crazy territories. I put a limiter on it just in case. That's it. I hope it was helpful. It was fun for me to do it anyway. And it was a good occasion to try the Volante. If you want to use it on an aux send like I did, make sure you put it in kill dry mode. This, you have to go to that annoying power up mode but you can kill the dry, so you have only the echoes, which is why it's good to use on an aux for dub stuff. Anyway, see you next time. Bye-bye. I love to do this kind of thing as well. Just starting and restopping things while recording with delay and reverb after. Does get you some fun stuff. Goodbye, everyone. See you next time.